Welcome back to another episode of 40 Facts About the 40K Universe. I am your host, Gersh1, and you are watching One Mind Syndicate. Today we talk about one of my favorite themes in Warhammer 40K. We're talking about the Unification War and Old Earth. We're going to be talking about the Techno Barbarian Warlord Kalagann. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. We post Warhammer 40k content every single day. And if you're kind of fuzzy on the Unification War, check out our 40 Facts on the Unification War. That's going to explain where this awesome general comes from. But with that said, let's get into 40 Facts on the Techno Barbarian Warlord Kalagann. Kalagann, also known as Kalagann of Orsh, was a despot and Techno Barbarian Warlord of Old Earth who ruled over the nation-state of Orsh during the late Age of Strife. To those of the burgeoning Imperium of Man, raised on the tenets of the Imperial Truth, the apocryphal tales and depictions of war in that period of Old Night were considered grandiose and outrageous, and were held by many later Imperial savants to be outright nonsense due to the talk about demons and magic. Despite the language and style of the Chronicles of Orsh, many Imperial scholars later came to consider it a classic work of human literature that provided valuable insight into this pre-unification state's rise and the wars of Orsh against the equally techno-barbarian Nordo-Afric conclaves. The Chronicles of Orsh spoke of Kalagann's many cruel practices, which matched his equally cruel character. During the era of Old Night, long-forgotten cities were routinely sacked or burned or evaporated in nuclear storms. The seas were constantly stained with blood, and the land was carpeted with the numberless bleached bones of the conquered. When armies marched, they marched 1 billion strong, the banners of 1 million standards swaying in the atomic winds. The battles that took place were a stupendous maelstrom of blades, black helms, and horns lit by the fire of cannons and burners. Kalagann was said to have 3 great generals, Lord Toys, Shankal, and Qualadon, who crafted for Kalagann an impossibly vast domain. The description of Kalagann's generals in the Chronicles was similar to those later used to describe the Primarchs of the Emperor of Mankind. The Chronicles of Ursh narrated in great detail how Kalagann and his techno-barbarian armies were able to accomplish feats of arms that no pre-Unity warrior should have been capable of unleashing. This was particularly true since the armies of Orsh consisted mostly of genetically unaltered human soldiers, but Kalagann also employed powerful psykers within his armies, using their arcane abilities to unleash the foul powers of the warp upon his enemies, including the Imperial forces when the Unification War began. Also, it was said that the sorcerous powers of Kalagann mentioned in the Chronicles of Orsh comprised the main component of Orsh's military power. It was to face such unholy power that the Emperor knew he needed to create genetically engineered, transhuman super soldiers who were particularly resistant to psychic powers when he began his quest to unify mankind's homeworld. Due to the nature of Ursh's sorcerous armies, the Chaos Gods were likely the power behind the throne of Ursh, and Kalagann was merely one of their many puppets during the Age of Strife, manipulated into doing their bidding. Despite their apparent influence and favor, the Dark Gods failed to save Kalagann when he faced the Proto-Astartes of the Thunder Legion in service to the Ascendant Emperor of Mankind. The Thunder Warriors led by the Emperor eventually defeated the armies of Ursh and slew Kalagann, one of the first notable victories of the Imperium during the long campaign to unify Terra. At the time of the Horus Heresy, in the early 31st millennium, Kalagann's distinctive suit of artificer armor, known as the Armor of Pearl, was kept as a trophy in the vestibule of the Eternity Gate in the Imperial Palace. And those were 40 facts on the Techno Barbarian Warlord Kalagann. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love talking about Old Earth. I love reading stories about the Unification War or the Age of Strife during the whole Terra unification part of Warhammer 40K. It's just really badass. I really love talking about the past of Warhammer 40K. Like, Warhammer 40K present is cool and all, but like, I love talking about the War in Heaven. I love talking about the Unification War. So if you guys have any suggestions for stories that you know of, that you would like us to create a video for that happened during this time, let me know in the comment section below. I want to write, my own little fan story tied to the whole Chronicles of Ursh, or Chronicles of Ursh. It would be really fun to explore the Techno Barbarian theme of the Unification War and just play around with different like generals and psychers. Even create my own general from the Unification War. Actually, that would be really cool to create a video of like the lore attached with a model that I create in, of course, the Blanchitsu style. I hope you guys enjoyed the art of John Blanche. Just awesome aesthetic. And yeah, if you guys have any other suggestions, just comment down below. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. This was Gershwin with One Mind Syndicate, signing out.